Then he was like, yo, so when we gonna get the chance to, to kick it, like we could just hang out. And he was like, yo, why don't we like go shopping? I mean, like I pay for it. And I was like, what this just say?
You won't believe the tea I'm about to spill. 50 Cent and Netflix are teaming up to expose all of Diddy's crimes and lies, and it's about to get messy. These two rap moguls have been feuding for years, but now 50 is taking it to a whole new level by partnering with a streaming giant to air out all of Diddy's dirty laundry. The streets are saying this is going to be the biggest celebrity expose of the year. 50 Cent is promising to reveal shocking details about Diddy's shady past that will have everyone's jaws on the floor. And with Netflix backing him up, you know it's going to be a wild ride from start to finish.
Days after a damning surveillance video showed Diddy abusing his ex, a documentary is closer to becoming a reality.
Now let's bring in TMC's Michael Babcock. Good morning to you, Michael.
Morning, guys. How are you?
We're doing all right. So tell us what's going on with this. We understand rapper 50 Cent has been shopping this around.
Yeah, and you know what? I think a lot of people thought that 50 was just trolling, and if anyone follows 50 on Twitter or Instagram, he's no stranger to that. He definitely, engages in trolling and makes a lot of jokes. So when he had, repeatedly taken shot after shot after shot at Diddy and then said, hey, I'm working on a documentary, I think a lot of people thought that he was just joking around. It turns out he's not. So this is actually a real project that's being made under his G-Unit movie and TV studio, and he's made a bunch of really successful projects under that banner. They were actually selling it around to different streaming, organizations, including Netflix. Netflix ultimately had the most money, placed the winning bid, and at some point here in the future, we don't know exactly when, but this is actually going to be something that airs on Netflix.
So many people may not know, I mean, the two of them have had beef for decades. 50 Cent has kept his foot on Diddy's neck for decades.
Absolutely. Like they once worked together a long time ago. They're not friends now. They don't like each other. And yeah, 50 has taken every shot, especially when Diddy has been down. Diddy really, is not in a position right now to fire back at 50 Cent. So yeah, he's taken a lot of abuse, and I don't know that anyone feels sorry for P. Diddy right now, to be honest.
No, I don't think so either. And it's
so grab your popcorn and get ready for some serious drama. You know it's about to be a showdown for the ages. The truth will finally come to light, and it ain't going to be pretty.
Orlando Brown said Diddy's not going to jail. He said,
I can understand why he would say that.
Yeah. Can you break that down a little bit more? Why you think he said
Well, considering that the is selling his own evidence that would put him in jail against him on the dark net to the highest bidder. Why would he sell evidence of his debauchery and savagery? Why would he sell on the dark net his tapes of all just terrible? Wanna know why? Because he doesn't intend to stand trial.
Is he protecting people, or are people protecting him?
Oh no, he's selling it because he needs the cash. The last freak off tape that just got sold on the dark net, which I know because I monitor, went for $500 million. It had multiple stars in it. Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, Chris Brown, Justin Bieber, Drake. It was a really interesting night in Calabasas, and he just sold that footage.
How come you think it doesn't get leaked to the public?
The dark net?
Yeah,
because of the dark coin. Most people don't even know that the dark coin exists. But that's how they're trading for all of the flesh they sell. Which is why I became so outraged last year when the twins turned 16 and he had them dressed like prostitutes, and then he auctioned them off as NFTs because the NFT that he sold them to was attached to that dark fucking coin. It was like a promissory note. to sell his daughters to the highest bidder.
You see movies like Hostel. Do places like that really exist?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Do the things that go on in places like that exist?
Absolutely.
Shit. It's funny because
there are 3 women I know right now in my life. They've been in my life for 6 years. I've been caring for them for 3 years.
Now listen up, y'all, because the history between 50 Cent and Diddy is a wild one. These 2 rap heavyweights have been going at it for years, throwing shade and stirring up drama left and right. It all started way back in the day when 50 signed with Shady/Aftermath instead of Diddy's Bad Boy label. That decision set off a chain reaction of beef that's been simmering ever since.
I got them off of Epstein Island. I cannot say where they are in the world. What I can say is, when they got into the boat, they were roughed.
Wow.
Want to know how they ended up on Epstein Island?
Please.
They auditioned to be models for music videos.
Oh, casting couch.
When they got to Miami, they had to show and turn over their ID, and they collected their passports, and then they drugged them. And then the next thing you know, they were in a storage container getting fucked by a bunch of weird strangers on camera who were bidding for all of the terrible things that were happening to them live online.
Wow.
After they made it through that, that's when they were sent to Rick Ross's music videos, shoots, as groupies and extras to make sure that they could walk around in society without looking like victims. And then after that, that's when they were shipped off to Epstein Island to be broken in and to be readied for Dubai and Moscow. When they got into the boat and I looked at them, they didn't have to tell me shit. And neither one of them, none of them, they didn't speak for weeks. But when you spend time with strangers and they finally feel safe enough to go to sleep and then they start talking in their sleep and you hear the shit that they yell.
Yeah, no, it's crazy because as you sit here and we talk about Hostile and
These 3 girls that I'm telling you about were in videos that are being played online today. And they appeared in those videos after they had already been sodomized, systematically beaten, starved. But they were smiling in those videos, though.
Over the years, their rivalry has only gotten more intense. From diss tracks to public feuds, 50 and Diddy have been trading barbs and taking shots at each other non-stop. 50 even once claimed that Diddy was responsible for Tupac's death, a bombshell accusation that had the whole industry buzzing. But it's not just petty insults and gossip fueling this fire. There have been some serious incidents that have taken their beef to the next level, like when 50 bought out the front row seats at one of Diddy's shows just to leave them empty, or when Diddy allegedly punched 50 at a nightclub in Miami. These 2 just can't seem to play nice, no matter how much time passes.
Yeah, it's crazy because, you sit here and, we got your story before where you actually said you seen what a saw does to human flesh, like having a saw. I mean, we got Terrence Gangsta in the building too as well, and he literally said he's seen the same thing, he's seen a saw, what it does to human flesh. And I'm like, I don't know what it does to a person's mind or psyche when they see that in person.
It changes you.
Like,
it changes you. There is a place inside of me where I have the ability to either see a human body as a human being or just pieces.
Now, Jack, you said Justin Bieber, and I have to ask you because there's a picture circulating online where they show
He's the new Tevin Campbell.
Yeah, they show him crying.
He's the new Tevin Campbell.
You're almost giving him a gateway to speak his truth of what happened.
I wish Tevin Campbell would speak to him or for him. Because the same thing that they did to him, they're doing to Bieber right now. And I have evidence. That poor kid. And all because he got discovered by Usher. And then Usher took him right over there to the diddler. And let the good times roll.
Let the good times roll. So let me ask you this, because you did the domino effect with Rook, and you said something in which you mentioned that you've seen the devil. You've seen him.
Yeah.
From your experiences, have you seen him enact his ways within a human being where you've seen a devil in a person come out?
Absolutely. And I've seen him in real time.
What?
When you're being raped, if you're brave enough to look into your rapist's eyes, I promise you'll see nothing. Nothing. There is no human there. It's almost like they're in a trance. You can talk to rapists and they'll tell you.
So why is 50 teaming up with Netflix now to put Diddy on blast? Well, rumor has it that he's been sitting on some explosive information for a while, just waiting for the right moment to strike. And with Netflix's massive platform and reach, 50 knows he can make a huge impact by exposing Diddy's alleged crimes to the world. Plus, let's be real, 50 loves nothing more than a good publicity stunt. By partnering with Netflix, he's not only getting the chance to take down his rival, but he's also getting a ton of attention and buzz in the process. It's a win-win situation for the G-Unit boss, and he's ready to go all in.
Even in that moment, there is a space where they lost their self. They don't even remember. It's possession of the flesh. To watch a person give up utter control of themselves and allow that energy to come in. I stared at a man raping me, choking me, and I saw nothing. And that's when I knew this isn't a person anymore. Which is why the idea of picking that knife up and slitting his fucking throat didn't bother me at all. That wasn't a person anymore. There wasn't a person in there. You want to know what's really fucked up?
Sure.
Can you imagine if every artist that's ever been goddamn violated decided to settle their own score? How many dead bodies would we be cleaning up?
So that takes me to when you speak on Aaliyah. People really was honed in when you spoke on Dame Dash, Aaliyah, and you're speaking on something where you're saying, I wish that situation would be investigated further.
No, to be investigated. Period.
Period.
It was never investigated. Hype was never questioned. Lenny Kravitz made a statement, and it was never publicized. She was unconscious. She didn't choose to get on that plane. There were phone calls made. There are witnesses who signed NDAs. Why would you need to sign a non-disclosure agreement?
But what exactly is 50 planning to reveal about Diddy? What kind of dirt does he have on the bad boy mogul? The streets are talking, but no one knows for sure what bombshells are about to be dropped. All we can say is, buckle up and get ready for some serious fireworks. Because when 50 Cent comes for you, he doesn't hold back. And with Netflix in his corner, Diddy better watch his back because the truth is about to come out. And it might just be his downfall.
About a plane crash and what happened leading up to it. Please, someone answer that.
Do you feel like
why the fuck would you need to sign? A nigga don't ask about a plane crash if it was accidental.
Yeah. Do you feel like...
Riddle me that. Riddle me that. Work with me here in this moment.
And I'm going to ask you.
A plane crash should be accidental.
Should be.
Why would any testimony about what happened leading up to it need to be covered under a non-disclosure agreement if there wasn't foul play?
Now, mind you, September
But what exactly is 50 planning to reveal about Diddy? What kind of dirt does he have on the bad boy mogul? The streets are talking, but no one knows for sure what bombshells are about to be dropped. All we can say is buckle up and get ready for some serious fireworks, because when 50 Cent comes for you, he doesn't hold back. And with Netflix in his corner, Diddy better watch his back, because the truth is about to come out, and it might just be his downfall.
Short sales on their stocks right after that made a lot of fucking money, including Sean Carter. Now I'm going to ask you, why would non-disclosure agreements need to be signed for an accident?
Hey.
There were over 25 non-disclosure agreements cashed out and recorded regarding the death of that beautiful girl and every other human being that died on that plane with her. What the fuck? Would you need a nigga don't ask for that? And Diddy had Hype Williams on the balls. Belly was a money pit.
Without question.
And Jay-Z got 10 free videos out of it. And Hype didn't work for free.
You're not going to believe the kind of dirt 50 Cent is about to uncover on Diddy. We're talking some serious allegations that could land him in hot water. Word on the street is that 50's got receipts on Diddy's involvement in drug trafficking, money laundering, and even a murder cover-up. Yeah, you heard that right. This ain't no petty beef anymore. It's getting real. Apparently, 50's been collecting evidence for years, just waiting for the perfect moment to strike. He's got witnesses ready to spill the tea on Diddy's criminal activities and some damning documents that could seal his fate. If even half of what 50's claiming is true, Diddy could be facing some serious legal consequences. It's not just the law that Diddy needs to worry about. These allegations could...
For the sake of Kim's family, because bruh, if you know what I know, he put Kim in a gold casket, then has security, 24-hour security at the funeral home so nobody would go in there and touch the casket or take Kim out of there. I think that they should reopen our case and have an independent pathologist look at everything about her so she can rest in peace. So I know people, paperwork, and this other young lady on the internet, they are spearheading the reopening of Kim's case. And I hope they do.
How you feel about that personally? What do you think happened to Kim Porter?
Well, personally?
Yeah.
I just can't believe that somebody that had the normal flu, that had doctors on speed dial, that they had enough money that they could get the half of the hospital to come to the house and take care of her, that she died of just ammonia like that. And if you get that point where you can't breathe, and if you know you ever had a cold so bad, I had COVID and I couldn't breathe, but I still made it to the hospital on my own. I can't believe that she stayed in that house, laid in that house, and died like they said she died. So my personal opinion is that somebody needs to reopen that case, and there needs to be a person that can do an independent autopsy to tell us the truth about what really happened to Kim Porter. When I first heard of Puff violence towards women, and like I told you, I was told this and I heard this. You understand? I used to live right across the street from Eddie F. in Mount Vernon. That was Heavy D and the Boys DJ. Me and Eddie used to have conversations. I don't know, it was Eddie or his brother that told me. But I heard in our conversations that when Misa, he thought Misa was dealing with Eric Sermon, and he beat her so bad, she was trying to get away from him, she had to crawl up under the car. And at the time, Misa was a little something. That's the first time I heard of his violence with women. The second time was when I went to the hospital and Kim had ripped his wrist up. I told people he would do that whenever I was working with him. You know, he would act like that play fight with the pillows and everything, roughing the girls up like that. So if I didn't see nothing like, well, I wouldn't see it because they'd be in the room. But if she don't run out screaming and hollering, or I don't hear no help, ain't nothing I can do about it. But if she come out and she's in distress and he's trying to do something, I'm gonna do something about it. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Cause you not taking my pension away. You not, cause you know what I do for a living.